Donald Trump explaining to us taxpayers why we have to pay $1.776 billion.
The Justice Department has this new fund that was announced today, $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers pay for the January 6th?
Well, it's been very well received, I have to tell you. I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the whole creation of it and the negotiation. But this is reimbursing people that were horribly treated. It's anti-weaponization. They've been weaponized. They've been, in some cases, imprisoned wrongly. They paid legal fees that they didn't have. They've gone bankrupt. Their lives have been destroyed. And they turn out to be right. I mean, it was a terrible period of time in the history of our country. And they worked on it. I know the Justice Department, it's really been working on it very hard. There's been numerous other occasions over the years where things like this have been done, but these were people that were weaponized and really treated brutally by a system that was so corrupt, with corrupt people running it, and they're getting reimbursed for their legal fees and the other things that they had to suffer. Yeah, please. Dan?
So in other words, if you do the crimes for Donald Trump and go to prison for your crimes, don't worry. When it's all said and done, he's going to make sure the taxpayers reimburse you for what you did. Now, what kind of sense does that make? First of all, when did it become a good idea to reward criminals for their bad behavior? Secondly, why do we have to pay for it? Huh, Donald Trump? And then last and final, even if he does create this fund, listen up, Trump supporters. Do you really think he's going to give you the money or keep it to himself? Think long and hard about that while you're cheering this little idea he's got on. Here's Donald Trump.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Davidah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it could be edifying. And the video you just saw, all right, on top of everything else that's going on, Trump has announced a 1.7, might as well round it up, $1.8 billion fund to help his Edomite buddies, you know, that were locked up or affected by the January 6th thing, man. That happened, you know, some years back. Okay? And as you can hear, you know, everything that he was saying happened to them. You know, they were treated wrong, treated badly, you know, and basically they deserve retribution. Well, Jake has been saying that, you know, since the America's inception. And that should show you plain as day they don't give a fuck about you, man. Okay? It's not a left versus right thing. Okay? Because they passed this. You know, they haven't passed anything, you know, to give to Jake for what we had to go through, you know, through slavery, for what the, you know, Gad and Reuben had to deal with it in the Trail of Tears. You know, you still don't even, you want us to just forget about that, man. But the Lord doesn't forget. And that's why America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, because you can't leave it to this devil to judge rightly. And the scriptures say that. And this is another proof of that, man. And this should make you upset. Like the scripture says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. You know, and that was one of the first scriptures I heard, you know, brothers bring out when I first came into this truth. Because you get angry, man, at the condition of how things are. You know, the scriptures say when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Are people rejoicing right now? No, people are lamenting. You know, you got baddies living in their cars now, man. All right, the very system that propped up these women, you know, and Esau propped everybody up and sold them this dream, we're seeing the decay of it. We're seeing that this is what happens when you trust in this devil system. It's not sustainable. However, the Lord is offering a system of righteousness that's going to be everlasting. That is the kingdom of heaven. So right now we're seeing a temporary kingdom off of instant gratification, off of the, you know, that's ran by the spirit of a damn child, man. All right, he's here to help his buddies out. They're here to help, you know, themselves out. They're not thinking about you, Jake. All right, so, hey, but Jake wanna still, you know, try to save the damn so-called white man. He ain't thinking about you, man. Even the lower level ones ain't thinking about you. They only don't. Hey, all this time we have been going through all of this, all of these calamities. Nobody had anything to say. Now that these other Americans, these other Democrat, not it's like it, these demographic of Americans are starting to feel that squeeze. Now everybody want to band together and shit. Now you want to acknowledge man. This shit's been like this, man. You just late to the party. It's just now starting to touch your pockets. Okay. Trump is just doing what the fuck he wants. He's doing what he's being told to do, by BB and by his elites. But, this was not the president that you Americans, even you Edomite Americans, signed up for. He lying saying that gas was higher with Biden. No, the hell it wasn't. He's still projecting, and you people you've been eating it up for a whole year and a half, but now that, it's like, oh shit, it's starting to catch up on you. Like, well, damn, this ain't what we signed up for. All the wars, the inflation, all of that. And he's doubling down on the fact that he doesn't care about Americans' financial situations, man. He's saying short-term squeeze because they're making their money. They're insider trading, all that shit, man. Him and his buddies, they're good. The rest of you, even the ones that voted for him, he don't give a fuck about you, man. So this reminds me of this scripture. This is Psalms chapter 73 and verse 1, a psalm of Asaph. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. Exactly. And that doesn't mean necessarily being perfect, because we can't be perfect in this flesh, okay? The spirit wars against the flesh, but and I hate to say it a lot because it's cliche, these damn Christians say it a lot, but the Lord does know your heart, man. Know your mind, okay? And even the Apostle Paul went into it, he's an apostle. He's a man that, the Lord is dealing with. And he even said he battles against the flesh. The things that he wants to do, he doesn't do. And what he doesn't want to do, he does. That's why we have to be saved from this vile flesh, man. All right, but being of a clean heart, meaning your mind is pure toward Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You're not coveting after the things of this world, You're doing what's pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the best of your ability. Okay, the Lord said, if you love me, keep my commandments. All right. So he's good to them that are of a clean heart, man. That's why, we catch our hell, but it's to forge us, man. It's turning us into more precious than fine gold. All right, but the Lord is good to us, man. He sustains us, man. You might not have everything that you want, but you got what you need to continue to do what the Lord wants you to do, man. Because it's not about us, man. It's about what the Lord wants us to do. Verse 2, it says, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. Right, man. We be out here in fucked up positions, man. Verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, man. And we're living that right now. We see, man, I see these Edomites, man, they living it up, man. Now, it's going to be nothing compared to what we got, God coming. But, this is the nation that the Lord hates, and they living well, man. They aren't worried about the average thing that the average Jake having to worry about, man. They all in the Maldives. They all in the south of France. They got their yachts there. If you've been to any of these, neighborhoods, $1 million neighborhoods and shit, Esau's living nice. So I said, I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. But we're not supposed to envy them, because riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. But righteousness delivereth from death. We have the riches. We are the richest. Why? Because we have this wisdom. We're going to know how to maneuver when everybody else is panicking. Verse 4, it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men, right? Because they set up this system that benefits them, man. Right? He's helping. He didn't allow the government to fund this shit, man. And he's saying he don't know nothing about it. Bullshit. But what about all the programs for Jake? What about it for Issachar? Y'all sitting here, y'all got ICE going up and picking up hard working Northern Kingdom and shipping them off to whoever. And meanwhile, you got pedos, PDF files. You got PDF files, still running your offices, man. They're not in trouble as under other men. They can deal with shit and get off. And that's what they thought Chud the Builder, was going he thought the same thing. But it looked like, hey, Them curses starting to jump on you damn Edomites, man. You know, y'all are divided. You know, your daughters are being rebellious. Your wives are being rebellious. You know, in the worst way, they're going to the number one. You know, who's supposed to be your number one enemy? The very man that you spent all these centuries, you know, trying to emasculate, trying to eradicate, trying to exterminate. You know, the so-called black man, the so-called Latino man, the so-called Native American man, and your women are openly attracted to us, man. You know, and you can't do shit about it. Those curses are on your ass, Esau. But up to this point, yeah, you were not in trouble as other men. You know, you had these cops that could get off for murder and shit like that. You know, you had the KKK that was lynching Jake and getting away with it, man. All right, but now that's not so. You know, the Lord is flipping that script because it's time for your ass to feel that fire. It says, therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Right? They sit here and they just violent as shit, man. Look how Israel has handled Gaza. Look how they fight amongst each other. You know, they try to paint Jake as being violent and shit. It's them. They're the ones that are violent. Go everywhere just blowing shit up when they're not getting their way, man. They're the ones that dropped atomic bombs on Japan. Jake didn't do that, man. Verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. Right? They got everything. What else could you want, Esau? What else? What more else could you want, Esau? You know? Make that shit make sense, man. You have everything. You have everything that you could want, man. And now you about to try to put a damn C-hip in everybody. When you could just be chill. See, Jake get his money, man. He go chill, man. He go get him a woman, get him a couple women. You know, get him something to drink, some nice jewelry, nice clothes, and we be chilling, man. You know, the kingdom is going to be more than that, but, you know, it's going to be simplified. As in this, you know, we're not out here trying to, you know, we're going to be putting hell on these heathens because that's what the Lord is requiring us to do, man. He is written. Everything that's written has to be fulfilled. We go put their ass in captivity. But ultimately, man, we chilling, man. We're going to be living. Esau, the script say he can't sleep, man, unless he cause mischief. They seek out this bullshit, man. And they got more than their hearts could wish. They hoarding all the gold and shit, hoarding all the money. They say there's, you know, statistics out that say like the top 10 billionaires, man, they could give everybody $1 billion and still have enough money, you know, forever. All right, but they built this system on those at the bottom and those at the top. Verse 8, it says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Right, they ain't worried about Jake and shit, but they worried about some January 6ers, man. You heard it from her. Let me play that shit again.
Trump explaining to us taxpayers why we have to pay $1.776 billion.
The Justice Department has this new fund that was announced today, $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers pay for the January 6ers?
Well, it's been very well received, I have to tell you. I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the whole creation of it and the negotiation. But this is reimbursing people that were horribly treated. It's anti-weaponization. They've been weaponized. They've been, in some cases, imprisoned wrongly. They paid legal fees that they didn't have. They've gone bankrupt. Their lives have been destroyed. And they turn out to be right. I mean, it was a terrible period of time in the history of our country.
A terrible period of time in the history of our country. You mean slavery? You would think he's talking about slavery. No, he's talking about January 6th. He's talking about them getting locked up. This nigga doesn't give a fuck about Jake, man.
And they worked on it. I know the Justice Department, it's really been working on it very hard. There's been numerous other occasions over the years where things like this have been done, but these were people that were weaponized and really treated brutally by a system that was so corrupt, with corrupt people running it, and they're getting reimbursed for their legal fees and the other things that they had to suffer.
So they're getting reimbursed, but Jake ain't getting reimbursed, man. And see, that's why the Lord said that no man shall redeem you, no man shall buy you. All right, because this devil, you can't trust this devil to play fair, to play deliver justice, man. I'm gonna read verse 8 again. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. You would think he's talking about Jake here. No, he's talking about his own. Man. They set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth. Just talking, just yapping. Therefore his people returneth hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. They say, how doeth the Most High know? Is there knowledge? Is there knowledge in the Most High? Yeah, they question the Lord, man. This whole artificial shit, them trying to, switch everything around. That's them questioning Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. That's how prideful this devil is. And that's why the Lord going to take him down. Read this last verse, verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Yeah, that's these damn devils, man. But the Lord got them. Again, riches profit not in the day of wrath. They're going to be the first fruits of slavery to come. All right. So I just want to bring this out, man. You could damn near do a daily. I damn near do, man. A lot of my videos be on Trump's ass now, man. All right, because what he's doing, he's just shaking shit up. But that's the point on that, man. I just want to bring that out through the Spirit. Lord willing, was that fine? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.